the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once. I am one of those melodramatic fools.
Welcome to episode 67 of the Jim Reith Show Unleashed podcast. Producer Bill and I are safely ensconced in the inner sanctum.
Much warmer
inner sanctum. Oh, boy. But it's going to get cold again, right?
Yeah.
For a week or so. And then, I mean, we're on the way out. I was thinking about that coming over. We're on the way out.
Yeah.
Speaking of coming over, that freaking Micron site.
More
Holy
trees.
Cow. Holy cow. I mean, that's woof.
I had Brandy slow down the other day because she didn't. I don't think she realized how many trees were down. Martin's ready for the big SU Duker game tonight.
Yeah,
it's going to be a big one. You know what? Here's what I'm thinking. They've been playing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they can't close the deal lately,
right?
But I don't know. We played Houston pretty good, and they were number one right now.
They're going to lose by 25 tonight.
All right.
It's in Cameron. I mean, come on.
I declined on football tickets for this season.
Good for you, because they're unfortunately not going to be very good.
I said to the people that we go with, if there's extras laying around for the games, just let me know. But
all right, so our Yahoo of the week is the guy who threw the deer head at the protesters. Remember that?
Yes.
So we had to go to court, naturally, because being the criminal mastermind that he is, the people got the license plate number of his truck. So they arrested him. He went to court. He had to read a letter of apology, and some of the people were there. Some of the protesters were there. He read the letter of apology. So I give him credit for doing that. He has to do community service, and if he stays clean for 6 months, it goes away. Okay. Well, I think that's a good deal because I don't think he'll stay clean for 6 months, but he didn't mean the apology.
How old was he? Did they say?
It did, but I didn't write it down. I don't remember. I'm old enough to realize that it's stupid.
Who's got that kind of energy is what I want.
Not me. I couldn't throw the deer head at him, so I'd just be yelling at him.
Yeah.
But we do have good news to report, however, and that's that Syracuse lacrosse is number one. And it's been a long time coming for that. It's not like the golden days, but boy, it's good to see. That's for sure. So that's we'll be talking to Brent Axe, our very good friend, coming up about that and other things because Mr. Wildhack is leaving. But today is a very sad day for me and for many others, because Robert Duvall passed away. Robert Duvall is my favorite actor of all time. I'm not saying he's the best actor of all time. I think that's Daniel Day-Lewis, but I think Robert Duvall made every single movie he was in better. Even he was in some bad movies, he made them better because he was in them. I suggest this to you. If you like smaller movies that people don't know anything about, look up The Stars Fell on Henrietta.
Ooh, yeah.
That's like 93, I think.
There was a run in the 90s. He had a couple really good ones out.
Wrestling Ernest Hemingway is really good. Richard Harris and Shirley MacLaine and Sandra Bullock's first role. That was that movie. I think that's 97, I think. So, and then all his other great work.
And then pretty recent, The Judge was one of my favorites.
Yes.
Just a great story.
Now, when we had a chance to have him on the show, on the little radio show that we did, that was when Assassination Tango came out. That was 2003 when
just before my time.
2003. So he was so gracious and such a nice guy because, I mean, I've interviewed a lot of celebrities, okay, and so I don't get excited about it. I like doing it, but I'm not a fan. You know what I'm saying? When I'm interviewing somebody, I'm not a fan. When I was interviewing him, I told him, I'm such a fan. You're my favorite actor that, this is going to be kind of softball interview, but he was so good. But he was also surprised that I knew so much about his filmography and his career.
Well, that's with a lot of guests that we had. A lot of the guests, what had always the feedback after the interview was it was such a different interview than what they're used to because you knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, I tried to do research, but I knew all about him anyway because he was my favorite.
And Stephen Bauer was the same way. He loved coming in.
He was awesome.
Yeah,
he was awesome. Can I have that sandwich? I tell that story. I'm writing about my radio career. I tell that story about the sandwich. He thought it was the greatest thing ever that we gave him a sub sandwich because we had a bunch from the snack of the day, right?
Yeah, Vince's Gourmet Imports. He came in, saw our table outside. His eyes got huge, this big. says they won't feed us this good over there, and they were filming on Franklin Street down by the fountain.
Yes.
Day.
Yep.
Yep.
He was a great guy. That was fun. That was a fun interview.
So, speaking of celebrities, a quick funny story to tell you. I played at Kegs on Saturday night with another band called Cold Front, and Jimmy, my guitar player, is doing a project with the bass player from Tesla.
Really?
He lives in Auburn.
He does?
So he came out on a Saturday night, and he brought Chris Holmes with him. Chris Holmes was in town hanging with him. They're doing some recording. Chris Holmes was the guitar player for the metal band Wasp.
Really?
Now, my guitar player, Jeff, do you know Jeff? Do you know Jeff?
Yeah.
My other guitar player.
Yep.
So he's a very quiet, unassuming kind of dude.
Yes.
We're just kind of all talking and back with Chris and Brian, the bass player of Tesla, and Jeff. His little body comes over. He's like, I have to fanboy. I got to get a picture with you, Chris.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, why not?
And they were cool. I mean, and I'd spoken to Brian before on the phone through Jimmy, and he's cool. But Chris Holmes was real, and it was cool seeing him because I loved Wasp when I was a kid too.
What's up with Tesla lately?
They're touring.
Oh, they are?
Nonstop.
No kidding.
Nonstop.
I didn't know he was from Auburn, or he's in Auburn.
And I'm not sure if he's from,
He's
but
probably
he's got a
isn't.
gorgeous studio.
Really?
Records right from Auburn. Yeah. They're doing a project. Jimmy, the bass player of Tesla, and then there's a kid, the singer from the UK.
Wow.
Violet Fury, I think, something like that is the name of the band.
Yeah, Jimmy's a great guitar player.
It's insane.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds great. And it's really interesting that we're in this little city comparatively, and these are big names.
There's a ton of rock stars that live. The drummer of Stain lives in Auburn.
Right. Well, you've had him on
bunch,
play
yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah, bunch.
We're just waiting for our friend Brent to join us. Brent Axe is going to join us today because Mr. Wildhack has left. I'm looking forward to talking to Charlie Miller today too.
Dude, he has relived the menu. He's redone the menu for Mamacita's now because that sandwich.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think they have that sandwich now like almost every day, and it runs out almost every day.
He's got the best gig in media, the best, because it's like my snack of the day on steroids, and he gets it every week, and it's awesome. And he really, I depend on his takes on stuff. I really do. I mean, I won't go somewhere if it's not like, if Charlie hasn't been there and it's awesome, you know what I mean? But I'll go to places to test some of the stuff that he has had, because it just all sounds so good.
And he practices what he preaches. He's always out in the community.
He is.
Stuff.
Yep.
Lanny's is his hometown bar now. It's a great place. If you haven't been to Lanny's on Onondaga Hill, check it out. They've really done wonders with that place since it's been reopened.
And I used to go to one of his Kelly's.
Yep.
Way back in the day. Back in end of 81. No, beginning of 82 into 83. When I went to OCC and all of 83. And then, we used to go to Kelly's all the time. Sometimes to eat, usually just to have beers. But it was a great bar, and it was a good restaurant. So now it's Laney's. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Lanny's.
Lanny's. Okay.
Lanny's.
So do they have music, or are they not big enough?
Oh, yeah, they got music. I played there a couple times already.
Oh,
it's real. It's not big enough, but they pack them in there. The little space. How long has it been since you've been there? 40
years.
There's like a little back space right off the bar. They clear out in there, and we're right in there.
That's where the band is, like a
it's usually a solo. Yeah.
Because I remember it being small. It has an upstairs, right?
Yes,
it
got
does.
An upstairs. Okay. Yep.
And the upstairs not big enough for.
I've never even been up there.
Yeah, I don't remember being.
Everybody's
up there,
always down in the bar area.
All right, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah, Lanny's.
And you're playing.
I'm there soon. I'm pretty within the next month or so.
But you're at Harvey's on Friday. Right?
Harvey's Garden. If you haven't been to if you haven't been to Harvey's Garden's cool. It's a big warehouse. It's a big open area.
Yep.
Beer taps that you
pour yourself.
Use the card to do it yourself. It's got canned beer.
Yep.
But I'm there from 5 to 8 on Friday, and then our friend Marty from 95X is taking over for emo night, DJing emo night. My wife was all about that.
No kidding. That's awesome. I think it's awesome. And Marty's a great
coming
dude,
back.
So it's going to be very good.
That's the era of stuff now that they want at the gig at Turning Stone. That's the type of music they want to start at that.
No kidding.
2000s rock now.
Very interesting.
Hey.
All right, let's get to our guest because he has arrived. He is our official sports analyst,
There he is.
and Brent Axe is here. How are you, sir?
I am fantastic. How are you, gentlemen?
We could not be better. I couldn't be better.
We'll geek out at the end. We got something to say.
Oh, we got some big geek news today.
Yeah, big geek.
Barely contain my excitement. So Mr. Wildhack has left the premises, or will. He hasn't yet, but he will. I believe, unfortunately for some, Red will be out the door behind him. I think a new AD, I think that gives them a good excuse to make a change at the coaching position. But this is a really, really big moment for Syracuse University, right?
It's massive. You have a new chancellor coming in who, everything I've heard, is going to be more sports inclined than maybe Kent Severud was. I'll tell you what, though, guys, Kent Severud was involved in a few more things than people realize because, well, Kent Severud never talked to the media, so we never heard about these things. But he was involved when Stanford and Cal and SMU came into the ACC. He proposed, it was a part of a group that proposed a complete overhaul of how basically the college football playoff is done, and was an advocate to basically like break away from the NCAA and kind of form like, it's almost like in the English Premier League. I'm not a big soccer guy, but like how they have kind of had their own deal and teams go up and down based on performance.
Yes.
He was involved in that. But the next chancellor, from what I hear, is going to be much more kind of day-to-day sports. So it's interesting how Wildhack makes the first move in terms of retirement, but says, I'm going to be here until July. Well, when the new chancellor comes in, all bets are off. If they come in and say, hey, that's great, John, but we've got a committee here that's looking for a new AD. And here's the thing. Wildhack says he's here till July, but they have a committee to find his replacement. If they do make a coaching change in basketball, and we do appear to be heading towards that if they don't make the tournament, why in the world would John Wildhack get to make that decision?
He shouldn't, and he
shouldn't. And he says he is, but that was kind of in the moment last week. Like, hey, I'm on the job till July. There's no way he should, because think about that. If you're a prospect that's interviewing for that job, like, so let me get this straight. You're going to hire me, but you're not my boss. I don't think I'm going to take that job.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
We'll see how that all plays out. But you said it, Jim. I have never seen. Think about this. In the fall, you're going to have a new chancellor, a new athletic director, and most likely a new basketball coach, the most front-facing athletic position at Syracuse University. I mean, that is big-time change. It
is. It really is. And it's all due to the changing landscape of NCAA sports. And it's going to continue to evolve and continue to change. And I still believe, even though talk of it's really kind of gone away, I still believe that kind of concept is coming. A super conference with all the teams that make all kinds of money, and then everybody else. And then you can go into that setup if you're good enough. You fall out of it. I mean, the English Premier League setup is really very good, and that I think something like that is coming. It's unfortunate, but they opened up the gates with NIL, and the money flooded in, and there's no turning it off now.
And let's be honest here, Jim. That's the most important thing that the new athletic director and chancellor have to do, is ensure that whatever velvet rope you have to be behind in college sports in the next decade or two, that Syracuse is on the right side of it.
Well, how can you do that though as a city this size, right? I think it's
tough.
Very difficult.
It's tough. Now, if the ACC survives, you'll be on the right side of that. But all it takes is like Clemson and Florida State and Miami being like, hey, I think the SEC is calling. I'll see you guys later, right? Like, and the way that the ACC structured their deals when Clemson and Florida State were belly aching, the exit fee to leave the league goes down by the year. So it's going to get a lot easier for them to exit stage left at some point here if they want to. Now, whether that's the SEC or the Big Ten, here's the thing with the Big Ten. You have to be a part of what's called the American Association of Universities to be in the Big Ten.
Really?
Syracuse is not a member of this. There are a couple exceptions, but for the most part, you've got to be in that group. I don't see Syracuse landing in the SEC as much as geography doesn't matter these days.
No.
The Big 12 sitting there like, yeah, I guess we'll take a few more teams. So this is all anchored on the ACC surviving here. And remember, their media rights deal is not up for another 6 years. So,
oh, wow.
And what's that going to be in 2031?
Oh, man.
Who the hell knows what we're watching sports on 10 years from now?
It's so crazy because even in Major League Baseball now, there's a handful of teams that still don't have a TV provider for this season coming up. Braves being one of them. Braves being
incredible.
Really? Yeah. The Braves don't have a TV. Wow.
Because all the cable TV deals are falling apart. Here's the ironic thing. We're going back in time. There's a lot of professional sports teams that are making deals with local over-the-air providers to carry their teams.
No way.
Yes,
That's
they're contacting local stations, being like, "Hey, can you put us back on the rabbit ears if those still exist?" Because all the cable TV RSNs, as they call them, the regional sports networks, they can't make any money anymore.
Yeah,
So
they fell apart. All right, let's talk about Duke quickly. I got them losing by 25 tonight. Bill likes them. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you what, Jim. Syracuse has lost 10 straight to Duke, 12 of the last 13. In that 10-game losing streak, they've lost by an average of 17 points. Yeah. So,
They're Cameron. I mean, it's Cameron.
If
You're not a
Cameron
great team, don't even go in there.
It's the law firm of Cameron and Cameron. It's the Cameron Indoor Stadium, and it's Cameron Boozer, who is averaging 22 points and just under 10 rebounds per game, so basically a double-double. He's going to get his. So if you're Syracuse, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is let him get his and then try like hell to stop everybody else. And they had 11 threes the other day. You've got to get to at least that mark and have your best offensive output. Here's the thing with Duke, though. Third best defensive team in the country. They only give up 63 points a game.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. You think of Duke, you think of scoring and offense and Boozer, and they have that, but they are a tremendous defensive team. And look, I'll give Red a lot of credit. He played the right lineup in the second half the other day, stuck with the shooters, didn't go back to JJ, didn't do some typical things that he has a pattern of doing. But there's a whole world of difference. World of difference who you're playing tonight. So take your lumps in this one. But I'll tell you what. You play North Carolina on Saturday, and they're missing Caleb Wilson. And remember, the final score of the first North Carolina game, they lost by 10. Now, they were down by 32 at one point in that game. But dropped the hammer and got back in that thing. They've played some weird games against Carolina in recent years. Remember, they beat them in the Dome in recent years. And without Caleb Wilson, that's doable. So tonight, you just make it respectable on ESPN. Don't lose by 20.
Big Monday.
Yeah, and they're fun to watch. They are fun to watch. I like watching them play.
You know what? They're playing hard. And I don't compliment effort because you're supposed to play hard, but these guys are going down with a fight. You got to give them that. Now they have to play smart basketball down the stretch here. Take your lumps tonight, but then see what you can do. Joe Lenardi said, Jim, that if they win tonight, they'll be back on the watch list for the tournament. So
the watch list for the
got
bubble.
That going for them.
The last 8 out, and then first 4, last 16. Okay, thank you.
If you look at their record, what are they, 15 and 11?
Yeah.
It's not horrible,
not pretty.
But
all right, Brent, we have to move along, but I do appreciate you joining us.
Before we leave,
I'll give you a little geek out because Julie's waiting for us.
Two quick things. What's going on with Cayenne?
Right? Yeah, true.
Okay. Why is he
Melo said he was good with it, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I still have no idea why they benched him.
Yeah.
That made absolutely no sense that they benched him in that Virginia game, but he played a great game on Saturday, and if he continues to play that way, he's going to play an important role for this team off the bench. He can be a little streaky at times, especially shooting the ball, but he was awesome on Saturday. I still don't know why they benched him.
So weird.
What kind of medication are you on?
Me?
No, him.
Oh.
he's all over the place with his speech. You all right?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
I thought you were having a stroke or something.
Well, big geek out moment. We're going to have a big announcement tomorrow, Jim.
Huge. Tomorrow. Springsteen mini tour. Potentially new album as well. It starts March 31st in Minneapolis. Think of the politically charged show that is going to be. I don't think it's going to make its way here. I think this is going to be like arenas. I don't know if Buffalo or Albany could get in the mix, but we're talking March 31st through about mid-May. So this is like a mini tour.
Okay.
Getting back out there. Tickets are going to go on sale Thursday, and will be approximately $5,000 a piece. Get ready for that.
That's half a seat.
Very good. All right, I'll give you that one. That was a good geek out. Thank you, Brent.
Thank you, gentlemen.
It's great to see you later. Man. He's awesome.
That's what he texted me this morning.
That's funny. Wow.
Cheers,
that's pretty cool, though. I mean, that's big.
Well,
Minneapolis will be.
The word was this last album he had out, but before this Letters to You, it's called. His last album. They did a big thing on Apple TV with it. Was fantastic, and that was everybody thought that was the swan song. But I think after everything's going on in this world, he's got some things to say.
He does.
And some people aren't going to like it.
He does it very, very well, too.
He does.
All right. So we've got this issue in the city of Syracuse that we want to talk about, and it's about permitting clubs that have entertainment. And that's, of course, near and dear to Bill's heart and near and dear to our next guest's heart as well. It's Julie Leone, who's, of course, behind the 443 and a huge friend of ours. How are you?
Good to see you both.
That's
Hey.
great.
I don't get to see either of you nearly enough.
I know. I agree very much. So now when I heard about, this whole permitting thing, I never knew, Julie, that in order to have someone perform in your club and you have
Mhm.
a lot of entertainment, you need to pay for a permit for every single time. Is that right?
Yes, kind of. Up until last year, it was just an annual permit. It was based on capacity, and it was, for me, it was a couple $100 because we're not a big club. And last spring they changed it and they decided that it had to be for every show all of a sudden, which is, depending on who you're talking to in town, that's 125 to 225 shows per year. So it's that many permits. Um, and the response to our, questioning about this was that that it would cap at $150. So you would put your first, 10 permits in, and after that you didn't have to pay, but they still wanted the paperwork. So I mean, the money is part of it, but the actual time doing the paperwork is kind of the bigger issue in this case.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
stupid. I'll say it.
yeah.
It's really stupid.
What's the consequence if you didn't do this?
Well, it's such a mess. I don't know.
Because I'm sure there's
Last
places
year,
in Syracuse that have not paid these permits.
oh, for
Gotta
sure.
be.
And I think part of it is that their revenue is down, right? But there's also no direction on who this applies to. So, there's places like myself and, my colleague Eric at Song and Dance. We focus on touring shows. Everything has a ticket. We're not open, as a regular bar or anything like that.
Yep.
And then there's, the neighborhood bar that has music 5 nights a week. And there's the downtown restaurants that are more restaurants, but they have live music regularly. Like, where do they all fall in there?
Mm-hmm.
And is it about the live music part of it, or is it about the number of people we're bringing in? Because if you're talking about that, then you could say, well, okay, there's bars in Armory Square that regularly have 100+ people in them. What do they need any of this? Or even event venues, what's the difference between a concert and a wedding with a band or a DJ?
Oh, right. Sure.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So, but there isn't any direction. And there's actually, I just checked this morning. I looked at the new online portal, and there is still zero direction about who any of these permits apply to. So last year it was a paper permit, and you had to have it notarized originally, which was insane. Yeah,
Holy cow.
spent like 2 days trying to find a notary one time. And I finally just showed up with a stack of paperwork and I just said, look, I can't find anybody. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's fine. Like, we'll take it. And they've recently this year moved it to an online portal, but there's still no direction. Like, there's several permits that could potentially be for any of us, there's still the annual permit. There is the concert permit. There's something called a 1-day entertainment permit. And if you're one of the newer venues that allows music and or dancing but doesn't sell booze, there's something called a juice bar permit. So like, and then there's like a dance permit too, like a dance. It sounds to me like a dance from the 50s or something like that. I'm not sure, but there really isn't any direction about who it applies to, and we've not been able to get answers from the folks that work in the office either. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, and it kind of feels like the revenue problem could be solved if they just sort of said, okay, this is who needs this permit and this is who needs this permit. And
Yes.
then sending out those invoices,
Yep.
because that's not happening really either. A lot of this is kind of just word of mouth, and we're texting each other and freaking out privately.
Right. Right. Sure. Because who knows what could happen if you don't get the right permit in some, who knows? I don't even want to open that Pandora's box. All this stuff is unnecessary. That's the point. They need to streamline this. And now supposedly they're hiring a nighttime mayor. Is that what they're calling it? So maybe they'll consolidate everything into one office and you can get some answers. That would be my hope.
Well, I mean, the night mayor idea is a great idea. I've been talking about it for at least a year, on our page. It's something that cities who really recognize the economic contribution that nightlife in general, not just live music, but like restaurants and clubs and theaters and anything that, arts of any kind, anything that falls in that category. The night mayor kind of acts as a conduit between those folks and the government, because the government people aren't usually around in the city at that time of night.
Right.
And they're a good thing generally, but it's usually kind of with the idea that, okay, these businesses are bringing a lot to our economy, they're adding to our quality of life, and we need some friendly policies around that. Everything shouldn't be to regulate us out of existence, which is
Right.
kind of it's a very odd combination of things to happen at the same time. A nightmare, yep, that's an awesome idea, but what they're doing with permits is, absolutely insane.
It is. I agree.
But also, what kind of person are we looking for a nightmare? Are we looking for more of the entertainment side of the person, the government side of the person? Hopefully, there's somebody that's a little bit both.
Both, right? It's got to be. You have to have
somebody who can live in both worlds.
Both worlds. Yep.
Because some of it is around issues like parking and crowd control and and noise. People. One thing that happens in cities a lot is people will move into maybe an area that's gentrifying, and they'll say, oh, I want to live in this cool little neighborhood because I can walk to the restaurants and there's a live music venue on the block. And then they move in and they go, oh, I can hear live music in my apartment, and now they're not so fond of it anymore. So like, it's kind of smoothing out those sorts of issues between neighbors living there and businesses who are operating there, and a lot of times what happens, we operate the kinds of businesses that help make a place a cool area to live in, but then we're the first ones that kind of get pushed out when you get pushback from neighbors. So a nightmare can kind of help in those, try to find solutions that really work for everybody. Like, that's really what you want. And the idea is also to elevate these kinds of businesses, like and find out what people want, what do we want to see in our downtown areas? What would make Syracuse an appealing place, a more appealing place for people to live in. Like, we want all those things.
Yes.
So it's not, the nightmare thing is a great idea. It's just, you can't also crush the businesses out of existence, while you're doing it.
No.
So and then while this is going on, you now are also looking for a new space.
Yep.
I know. This has been one of the most insane time periods that I recall. We found out recently that we are unexpectedly losing our lease on Burnett Ave in August of next year. And we're looking for space, and it takes, the permit process, even aside from the entertainment thing, is absolutely brutal. Like, it took us, I think if I'm remembering right, the better part of 2 years to get all the permits for Burnett Ave. And this is, we're in a building that has, it's a 100-year-old building, and I think it's always been a tavern of some sort when the train station across the street was open.
Right, sure.
It's had live music. I've seen ads from the 1940s having live music, and I still had to jump through fiery hoops for months and months and months. Multiple waivers, multiple appearances in front of the Common Council and the Zoning Board of Appeals. And I don't think people realize how regulated we already are without all this.
Not to mention a liquor license.
Well, the liquor license was actually pretty easy.
Really?
Compared to the stuff that the city asked for from us.
There's actually people in the city that you could pay that'll do that stuff for you now, right?
Wow.
Or did you do that
the
all
liquor
yourself?
License part, yeah, but the liquor license wasn't hard, It's the Syracuse permits that were tricky. I wasn't expecting to have such a hard time. The entertainment thing was a big deal. Putting the stage in was a big deal. The fact that I wanted more than one sign on the building was a big deal somehow. We could have one sign, like the sign that projects out on the outside of the building, but I wanted vinyl lettering on the glass door. And that was a huge deal. Like, I had the audacity to want lettering on my door. So I had to get a waiver for that too. So there already is just a ton of stuff.
Are you looking in the city or outside? Are you looking in the city for your new location or outside?
I have a spot that I'm looking at right now. It is in the city, but what's going on with the permits is kind of making me question that. I live in Eastwood, so I live in the city. I am a big believer in kind of focusing on the city of Syracuse, but if we can't get this worked into something that's a little more reasonable, like why would I stay? What if
Yes.
I'd be a lot better off, honestly, finding a spot that was maybe just, convenient to get to, but just outside the city limits. And that would eliminate a lot of this.
And that's the exact thing that we don't want to have happen. We don't want to have places like yours driven out of the city. We want them brought back into the city so you can
Exactly.
continue to make downtown Syracuse vibrant. But instead, we're chasing them out, and that's bad. That's very bad.
It is bad. And also, the codes department is understaffed as it is.
Yes, they
So
are.
I have
Yes.
to really question, what are they doing with 200 permits from each of us? Because it isn't just me. I mean, there's other people that are required to do this. And who is reading all this? Who's reading all this material? I kind of think there's bigger fish to fry.
I wonder how much revenue was made in 2025 from these permits. How many shows do you do a year approximately?
I do about 175.
So look, 175 times $150 on a low end, right? 150 is the low end.
Well, they're saying that it's capped at 150.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like each permit is like
So if you say
15
$100
bucks.
bucks, so if you say $100
Yeah.
bucks, that's a lot
Yeah.
of money, especially for a place like yours that runs on thin margins.
We are all running on thin margins.
Yeah.
And what's happening in other markets is that cities that are recognizing the contributions of live music are actually realizing what's happening with the industry overall. And it has a lot to do with the alcohol consumption issue. Like it's
Yes.
dropping nationwide. It isn't going to come back.
No.
And that's what the whole business model is built on. So some cities are realizing that they need to give tax credits, and they need to make it easier for places like ours to survive, because they're not surviving on the typical alcohol sale thing, like that just isn't going to come back. And a lot of cities are realizing that. So, but in Syracuse, instead of kind of being able to say, hey, all of us kind of need a little extra support, here's why, there's a lot of data to back that up. But instead, we're kind of just trying to claw back and get to like reasonable permitting. Like we're kind of having to spend a lot of energy on something that shouldn't even be happening. And the line is with, what we're hearing from them is that it's a safety issue. That they need to know what we have going on. They want to know what we have going on. They need to know if there needs to be extra policing, I guess, or something like that. But I mean, none of us are shy about what we have going on. It's on our websites. It's on our Facebook page. We're blasting it out, wherever we can. We're not hiding what we're doing.
No.
So it just seems like a strange explanation for the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, thankfully the Dow is up $50,000.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, $50,000. Right. Julie, thank you as always for joining us. I appreciate it. We're going to continue to follow this, and we're working on the mayor's office. So
yeah, we are.
We'll keep in touch.
All right.
Thank you.
I appreciate you having me.
Thanks,
soon.
See ya. Yeah,
that's a lot of money for a place like hers. Any of these small places, I'm in these small places on a weekly basis.
You are, yes.
And if it'll come down to the point where they won't do it. So then I'm out of money. All the local musicians, regional musicians who we have to find new places, and those are getting tougher now. And the reason it's getting tougher because there's more acts now than there ever has been before.
Yeah, there are.
So, and there's less and less venues for all this stuff.
One thing that would help. I'm not sure how you do it though, because alcohol's done. Okay, I mean,
right now it is.
So you can survive right now, but it's done. And in the long run, it's done. And you have to find some way to either legalize marijuana smoking in a bar. I don't see that happening.
No.
What about infused drinks? Is that
it's
something?
Yes, it is. But the THC,
yeah,
it's a whole thing. Now, even places like Beacon Skiff, who is the heirloom brand, they can't sell any of that stuff in there. They can produce it, distribute it to the
head shops or whatever,
the dispensaries,
right?
But they cannot sell their THC stuff.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And their own.
I guess it makes sense, but They need to carve out some kind
Right.
of exemption.
It's almost like one hand wash the other. The maker's not going to build a place to sell it, so the maker
Right.
can ship it, because the rule in New York State is you have to buy local New York State products.
Yeah.
And which is why all of the bigger boutique marijuana labels like Tyson and Cheech and Chong
Mhm.
and all those, they're now done in state.
Oh,
Like Tyson was in California, but now Tyson's it produces in Brooklyn also.
no kidding.
So they have it here. You got, and
I like that rule.
yeah. So it's like the fair rule for beer.
Yes.
You have to have so much New York beer,
Yeah.
which is good because
Yes.
that helps us now. That helps us
Right.
here.
That's right.
But if nobody's going to come out, it's not going to work. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter.
Right.
Really, it's not going to matter. Who's people are going to go to the dispensary and go home.
Yeah.
The bars are done.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is it's sad.
It is sad.
Because it's almost like the tides have turned age-wise. It's like the younger people aren't drinking anymore. It's the
Right.
older people who are.
Yes. Yep. It's true. And it has affected the entertainment industry, as you know, better than almost anybody. I mean, it's scary because that's one of the reasons, that's one of the ways that you work toward a vibrant downtown community. You get people to want to live down there, and they've done a very, very good job of doing that. And that took them years to do, but they did it really well. So a lot of people live downtown now. So now you've got to have places for them to go and things to do, places to go eat, places to go drink, places to go listen to music, clubs, whatever. It helps because it draws people from out of downtown into downtown to spend their money. So you're getting some of the money that would be spent out in the county down in the city. And that's what you want. You don't need regulations and rules and stuff that chase people away. I get it. Because right across the street from them, you'll remember, in that dilapidated building there was an illegal club. Okay, well, that's the kind of thing you're fighting against. Don't make it hard for right across the street, a place that's been a club forever. But it was Parochial League Pub for a while. It was owned by a friend of mine, actually. It was all kinds of bars have been in there. So it's fine.
And she's never had any problems.
No,
there.
never. No, it's a great place. And to chase it out, and here's the thing too, it's a very unique place. Okay. It's not just like any other place. There's no other place like it. So in Syracuse, there isn't. So to chase it out is insane to me. It's crazy. So I hope she finds a great place that maybe a little bit bigger and, eat better parking. I hope it just works out completely for her, because this is just crap.
Parking was one of the hard things, because there's no garages right around there.
No.
People say there's not a lot of parking downtown. There is. You just got to pay for it,
Exactly.
like a normal individual when you go to the city.
Yes, there's no free park. Well, there's little free parking downtown. That's all.
I've paid upwards of $60, $70, $80 in a major city to park.
Absolutely. Yankee Stadium was $40 last time I knew. That's just a park.
The last time I went to Fenway 2 years ago was $65.
And it's crazy.
And I had to walk a little bit, or I wasn't, right in front of the door, which that to me is $65 is right in front of the door to me. But not anymore.
No,
not anymore.
No. Remember when we parked at the old Yankee Stadium? It was, in fact, I just found the ticket stub too. It was for Tom Seaver's 300th victory. White Sox. He was pitching for the White Sox in Yankee Stadium, and we had moved around all game to different seats. And we ended up standing behind home plate way back. And as soon as the final out was caught, we ran from the stadium to the parking lot. We were like the 8th person out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, forget it. I mean, the old Yankee Stadium, forget it. It was an hour to get out. And we made it. We got right back on the highway.
There's no parking around. There's no parking around Yankee Stadium. Really. There's
no. I mean, there was, but it was still quite a walk or quite a run. I mean, we ran, but it was not. No, it's not like it was right next to the stadium.
It's not like there's a big, a giant stadium where there's a huge
parking lot around.
Yeah.
Some of them have that. I mean, some of them, Penn State, there's parking right around their stadium, but you park on grass and all kinds of stuff, but that holds 100,000.
I think for a Giants game in the parking lots where you can tailgate, I think it's $75
a
shot now.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that's if you can get a ticket there, which is almost impossible.
I took our Brandy to see Hardy a couple weeks ago in Canada, and the parking was $30 Canadian, right across the street from
which is what, $10 American, $30 Canadian.
It's one thing I say. If you have to travel to go see a show, do it in Canada because everything's it's cheaper.
You said it's like 38 cents on a buck, so
Yes.
an American dollar is $1.38.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you can get some cheap stuff up there for sure.
there was one time we went last year that was almost 50%.
No kidding.
Yeah, I almost was going to get groceries and bring them home.
Although I'm not sure what they allow you to bring into the United States.
I know, that's why I don't risk it. I had brought we had one can of a tall boy of Bud Light and a high noon left over, and I put them in the bag, and I'm like, I wonder if they're going to say anything. And I'm at the border. I'm honest. They ask if you have anything. I said, yeah, I got a tall boy and they're like, okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I've never since I've been 18 years old going to Canada, I've never had any problems with
crossing.
No,
I did once, just once. I got pulled over. The guy told me to, move over, and I had a set of license plates in my car from an old car that I had. That was not good.
No.
He goes, what do you got here, son? I'm like, oh no. I said, that car's up on blocks in front of my house at home. You can check it out. And it did. They checked it on a computer, and they're like, God. Beer is the only thing I've ever brought back from Canada.
Always weary because we go there so often. They're going to think like I'm up to something. But
yeah, look, you check your computer and say, yeah.
Thankfully, I have no record. And that helps probably.
Our next guest has arrived, and we're happy to have him. He is he's a cover boy now.
Yeah.
Cover boy. He's a cover boy.
Yeah.
Now,
55 plus.
You
How about that?
allowed yourself to be photographed with a Miller Lite.
Well, of course I did. It's the
Your
family
man card
business, man.
will be mailed to the Jim Reith show.
You don't like Miller Lite.
You can't. It's beer flavored water. You don't drink this stuff ordinarily, do you? You drink like Guinness and stuff like a real man does.
Oh, I drink plenty of Guinness,
There
but
you
no, I listen. I can drink Miller Lite all day, all night. I feel fine the next day.
No.
See, that's my go-to light beer, Charlie.
Exactly.
Miller Lite.
No. All right. I'll forgive you for
Great taste,
How
less filling.
That's how I landed myself on the cover of the magazine for active seniors, aka the geriatric crowd.
that. I only got an article in here, man. You got the cover. You look good too, by the way. That's a good
Thank
shot. All right. So now it's sandwiches. You have such the greatest job ever. So sandwiches, and I really look forward to this one. Even though I don't eat condiments, I still look forward to some of the more imaginative stuff I know you're going to get into.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I didn't want to do another series. At least at first I didn't, because the pizza thing that you and I did a couple of years ago, that was a lot. 52. I mean, sure, eating pizza was easy, but sitting down and writing a story, taking all the pictures, editing all the pictures, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then last year I did diners, and I started doing videos with all my stories, and that's a lot of work. So to do sandwiches, I thought, boy, I could really wrap myself around that. But everyone was asking me, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? And they said, oh, chicken wings. No, I can't spend a year doing just chicken wings. I love chicken wings. I could eat them every day of the year.
Me too.
But I can't make 52 stories about chicken wings that exciting.
No.
But sandwiches, I think I can.
Definitely.
Well, you hit it right out of the park, right out of the bat with Mamacitas.
No doubt.
And you changed it over there.
You need royalties, man.
No, that was a good one too. And I was going to write about them anyway, just because it's the new location. But man, oh man, that sandwich. And I thought I was going to be writing about Puerto Rican food. But no, she serves me this Italian sandwich, which was unbelievable.
That's awesome.
There's nothing like a somebody who knows how to really cook a chicken cutlet.
Oh yeah.
And the Italian chicken cutlet's one of the greatest things. If you can get it perfect with that nicely crispy out and the moist inside, there's nothing better. So
exactly.
I think about The Sopranos,
Exactly. And what I was shocked, I mean, she had pounded it fairly thin, but I was surprised it was only in there for 3 minutes. And I thought, ooh, boy, is that enough? It was perfect.
Wow.
Actually, then I realized what was wrong with all the other ones I've eaten over the years. They were already done.
Overcooked.
Yes, it's very difficult to get cutlets right. That's for sure.
I
So
agree.
I know you're going to go ethnic too. I know in a bunch of different places because there's some really outstanding ethnic cuisine in this area. What do you, I mean, how have you planned this out already?
Well, okay, so I put the word out, obviously, that I was doing this, and within 2 days, I mean, I think I wrote something on a Friday, and then by Sunday I had a list of 75 places. And but Jim, they were all unique. They were all different. I mean, I had a couple of the same, but they're all unique, and people not stating the obvious. Like, okay, yeah, we've all had the Brooklyn pickle signature sandwich.
Yep.
But someone recommended a different sandwich from the Brooklyn pickle. And I know that the owner, Craig, he when he's making something for himself, isn't going to make that sandwich. So I want to know what they're going to make.
Yes.
And I went to one on, let's see, last Friday. I've been going on Fridays and writing them for the next week. I went up to this new place not too far from you, Sammy's New York City Deli.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
I'd never been there, but I wanted to go, and a couple people recommended it. So I had a chopped cheese sandwich.
It's authentic. It's authentic New York City bodega chopped cheese because his family had a bodega in Brooklyn that I've been to back in the day. We had a big conversation about it at the store one day.
No way.
Yep.
Wow.
Bill, you'll appreciate this. I go in there and I talked to the owner, Sammy. He said, so what are we going to have today? He said, oh, you got to have the chopped cheese because that's what I'm known for. I said, all right, well, let's do one. I mean, I'm used to like 6 ounces of meat, whatever, because I've had them before. I wrote about them in Syracuse before. It was more than a pound. I mean, he just takes this mound of beef, Angus beef, by the way, plops it on the grill. I ended up, and I watched him make it and filmed it and all that. I take it because Jim, you know this. I travel with a food scale and a thermometer and a tape measure. I measured it. The sandwich with fries, 2 pounds, 9 ounces.
Oh my gosh!
And that's not just because it was Charlie Miller. He does that. It's how they do it for everybody.
No, I watched him make 3 of them, and they were all the same.
That's
$13. Is it?
It was $12.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
everything over then that. If you haven't been to Sammy's yet, everything is reasonable and it tastes wonderful.
Where is it?
Right next to across from Ling Ling Buffet on Route 11.
Oh, 11. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out then.
I think right before you get to Vince's.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So they have a company that brings cookies in. Did you eat the cookies?
Those
are almost like a cupcake.
Of course you did.
Dude, it's almost like a cupcake. It's this thick.
It's exactly right.
And they had an ube. They had an ube cookie.
Yeah.
Now, ube is a sweet purple potato.
Yeah.
And I had never had them before until I went to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii. I got married in Hawaii. And we had a whole night where we drank ube drinks, had ube appetizers. So I've had what it's like in the island. Dude, these cookies are so good. Moist, big, tasty, sweet, good cookies. Oh, yeah.
Man.
All right.
I get chills. I
now,
love
what's in the chopped cheese? Tell me, is there any slop in there?
No,
you don't have to have it.
No condiments in there?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, now he does swipe the bread with mayonnaise, so you probably want to tell him
negative.
He'll listen to you. He'll make it however you want. But it's just hamburger meat with he put pepper and onions in it. A lot of onions because I love onions.
I do too.
And he just chops it up and then he puts cheese. He asked me what kind of cheese I want. I said, I'm going to do what you would do. He said, well, God bless America. Let's make American cheese. He put 9 slices on this thing. And then he mixes it in and puts it on this big ass sub roll, foot-long sub roll, and wraps it tightly in paper and cuts it so it all stays together. Oh.
And I don't know what seasoning he uses, but the seasoning on it's unbelievable.
Well, he won't tell. He wouldn't tell me.
Boy, that sounds really, really good.
Yeah,
it really does.
Sammy's, try it, man.
It's been here about 6 months now, right?
Yeah, August.
All right, I'll try it this weekend. I will get out there this weekend. All right, so we look forward to this certainly, and I want to see some really inventive stuff. Like everybody does a banh mi, right? When you go out to those types of places, I want to see something else. I know you do too, because that's the way you are.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. Like last week, I went to Costa's in East Syracuse, which was, I mean, hell, he puts on a show. Just you walk in there, my buddy, hey buddy, this is the best sandwich you ever gonna have, and that was great. It was a really good sandwich. I want something different every week. I do not want to eat the same Italian sub every week.
No,
I want something that the owner's going to make for him or herself, which is what I got at Mamacita's. When I went to Sal's in Baldwinsville, he made a great chicken cutlet. On bread, he made himself, but with fresh mozzarella, little spinach, a balsamic glaze. I'm getting hungry just.
The problem is we lack a lot of great sandwiches in there. We lack semolina bread. Semolina bread on a sub is that's like the New York, New Jersey. That's what you want.
No,
there's a huge deli in, I want to say, Red Bank, New Jersey, called Talercio's.
Okay.
They have these ridiculous subs that are like this thick. And they'll name them after. There's got one that named after Cam Scatabo now. And they'll have like, you have, if you eat this much of it in this time, it's free kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's what, that's what a sub, that's what a sandwich is.
Back in the day, I mean, subs were different than they are now, but back in the day, they were so good. Now, what is it? What are they in Hoagie's in Philly, right? Connecticut has a certain name for what a sub stands for.
They're also Heroes.
Heroes, yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to read this. This is going to be so good.
Is there anywhere you're looking forward to now?
I'm looking forward to everyone. I mean,
absolutely.
I look at this spreadsheet, guys, and I'm like excited every time.
Absolutely.
And but here, Jim, even like during the 13 days that I'm at the fair, I can do a sandwich there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's some plenty of good sandwiches there.
Bosco's prime rib.
Every week it's going to be a blast.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to read it.
Well, you're coming with me.
Yeah, the three of us got to get out.
Yeah, we'll do it.
The three of us got to get together.
Does Lanny's have a good sandwich?
They do. Although they at least during the winter, they took their bologna sandwich off the menu, and I love that.
Was it fried?
Actually, I had it when the last time you played there, Bill. That's what I had for dinner. They have a lot of good sandwiches. I'm not going to lie. They have great sandwiches. But that's the thing. I think Central New York we do so many things so well, but no one ever talks about the sandwiches. They all talk about pizza. They talk about wings. They talk about Riggies and
greens.
Yeah. But we have really good sandwiches. We have a lot of creative people here, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, we do. A lot of creative young chefs too, which is really exciting to see. That's very true.
There's this place downtown. I wrote about him when he first opened. It's called Skeleton Bee. This guy was the chef for the Indiana Pacers, and the Boston Celtics, and I don't know. He's a lot of pro teams. This guy, and he's a professional culinary grad who now just makes sandwiches in this little old bank building right down on Clinton Street.
Love it.
Exactly. But we have it. So yes,
we're looking at places like Fair Deli that does that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go to Fair Deli for months on end and get not
but wasn't there
sandwich?
Wasn't there the chopped cheese? Wasn't that their big thing, or they have?
Well, I mean, they do a chopped cheese. Yeah. Oh, you know what? No, you know what it is, Jim. They do a chopped sub, which they'll take like the Italian meats, a regular Italian sub,
that
and
is
then they'll chop it up with the vegetables and all.
Yeah. And they also have the craft beers.
Yeah, it's a big mess, but it's great.
Yeah,
awesome. All right, Charlie, we're looking forward to it, man. And the three of us are going to get together and we're going to do it.
Looking forward to it. Have me back.
It's good to see you.
Great to see you.
Right.
We'll see you later. We're good at eating.
Love that dude. Yes, very good.
We're good at eating.
That place sounds really good. You gotta check that out on Route 11.
Yes, and then if you haven't been to Fair, it's been there a while, but Fair Deli is always, that was one I went to a lot when I worked for Custom with Jim DiLiberto.
Oh, okay. Is that in Lakeland?
No, it's Fair. It's down on Fair. It's down on remember Pope's Grove? It's down by there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I'd hike over there.
Wow. Pope's Grove.
That was the first place I ever played golf with my grandfather.
No kidding. Jeez. It's not still there.
No, I think it's named something else now.
But is it still a golf course?
I think so.
Wow. That was that's a little par 3 course,
Yes.
right? Yeah. I did play there like a couple of times when I was very young. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe it's still there. That's pretty valuable property, actually. Well, that was awesome 3 interviews. I really feel for Julie. That really sucks. I mean, just you try to do everything you can possibly do.
Oh no, it was sold.
What's that?
Pope's Grove was sold.
Oh, it was sold.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a brewery, restaurant, entertainment destination.
Oh, really?
And 2022, I don't know how far that's gotten, but
Wow. All right. So you're at Harvey's Garden Friday, right?
Friday.
Yeah,
Another
we're
great.
definitely gonna do that.
And you know what? I'll talk to him about it. I want an update on Mitzvah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Because that's got to be coming up real soon.
Yeah,
they
it
said
does.
February. So
I had never been to Harvey's and we went out to see it, and it's great.
I think it's one of the more comfortable spots because it's so open.
Yeah.
There's cool TVs. They do a really good job on Sundays with football, with Syracuse stuff. They have a ton of local vendor events. So where they bring in like
pop-up stuff.
Yeah, and
Cool.
that's what that upstairs is used for that.
Okay.
And then you have one of the best pizza places in town, Toss and Fire, right inside.
Right there. Yeah.
But then during the summertime or the fair weather time, they'll have Bold Coast lobster out there, or
the
food trucks. Yeah,
and then they have a big outdoor area too, right?
It's a nice court. Now they just put up there's TVs outside now too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great place, and they're going to open the Mitzvah Towers building and have a wine bar like the beer where you pour your own. You get a card, you give them your card, of course.
Yes.
And then they give you a card, and you put it into a little slot, and it tells you how many ounces you're pouring and how much it costs, and it's awesome.
It's a good way to try something if you're not familiar with
Absolutely, because you could just pour a couple ounces. They're going to charge you for it, but it's okay. It's not a whole beer.
And I'm not just saying this because they booked me, but they have, the best of the, best around here. Joe, Chris, Eves, all the people that play solo stuff and duos there. So there's always weekends are always busy with entertainment there.
Yep.
They've been putting me to work the last couple of years, and I appreciate it. It's one of my favorite places to play.
And the crowd is a real serious mix of different age groups.
Yes.
I thought it was very interesting, and I'm sure when you play before the emo night, it's going to be even more of a mix of a crowd.
Yeah. You see college kids there. You see older people there. It's nice, and it's not.
I was in there. I'm 67.
It's no there's no meatheads around. It's not that kind of place. It's
a
laid
not
back
at all.
kind of deal. It's good. It's very good.
I saw nothing aggressive in there at all. No, there's families in there when we went in there. So, yeah, it's a great place. I think we'll go check you out. I think I'll bring our friends with us and make a little night of it. All right, well, that's going to do it.
You got to talk about these movies we watched this week.
I do, because do you know the name of that movie?
Let me look. I'm going to look. So it was like a Netflix. Wasn't it a Netflix?
I believe so, yes. And
Netflix.
You know who the star was, so you can look it up. And it's kind of actually a surprise who the president is in the movie. But this movie is a missile gets launched from somewhere. They don't know where. It's headed for Chicago. Okay?
House of Dynamite.
House of Dynamite. There you go. It's headed for Chicago. And the whole movie is the debate on what to do. And it comes down to seconds left before it detonates in Chicago, if it detonates. And on the one hand, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff is a general, and he's a very smart man. You can tell he's advocating that we launch before the missile hits Chicago, like launch.
Yeah.
Like World War III launch.
Yes.
Which in my view was insanely stupid, because if it doesn't go off, okay, then what? Now you start a World War III for nothing, and mankind is going to go extinct anyway. So, but the movie ends with they're counting down before it hits Chicago, and it goes black.
It's the Sopranos ending, we call it.
Yes.
Now,
and Shalene,
I yelled at
what?
I said this movie was good up until right now.
Yeah, that was.
But I'm a big fan of that type of filmmaking.
Yes.
I call it timeline filmmaking because they go back. They'll
jump back and forth.
They'll run 25 minutes and then they'll run back, and that same 25 minutes will be in somebody else's eyes.
Yes.
And I love that. It's almost stuff like Quentin Tarantino esque.
Yeah. Very good. It was very good, but the ending, so it's left up to you to debate, I guess, talk to one another about what you would do. And my thought was, you don't do anything unless Chicago gets gone. And I understand that the Secretary of Defense's daughter lives in Chicago. My son lives in Chicago in real life. But you can't start World War III if nothing happened. Now, sometimes the warheads they mentioned don't detonate. Sometimes maybe what if it hit the lake instead of the city? So the general pushing for this World War III was crazy to me, but it was exceptionally well done.
Yes.
And I liked it how they set up the president. It sounded to me like they were setting him up to be kind of stupid, right? Kind of like he's not really intellectually with the rest of the people around him, in other words, because he's a former NBA player. And it turns out that he is very intelligent, but faced with that kind of a decision, imagine that. So a human being is going to make that kind of a decision. So do we do nothing and let Chicago and a few million people die? What did it say? 10, I think, altogether?
I think it was 10 to 15 million, maybe.
When it would spread out. Or you basically end mankind, because once we launch, they launch.
Yeah.
Everybody launches. And that's hundreds and hundreds of nuclear weapons. And then that's it. So imagine having that decision to make. Although for me, it's just, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. So that's what they left it up to you to decide.
It's well worth the watch. The ending really doesn't matter, to be honest with you, because the way it leads up to the ending is perfect. But
yeah, it is. It is.
So now you watched that. I watched the complete opposite. Friday night I had off, so Brandy had a friend of her friends come over, and we decided to watch The Wrecking Crew, which is a Prime Video exclusive, I'm pretty sure. My wife is a huge fan of Jason Momoa.
Yes.
And I think that's more than just his acting. Because if she said he was a good actor, I'd probably take her to the doctor and see if there's something wrong with her. This movie starred Momoa and David Bautista, and they played brothers. Momoa is a cop from where he's from. Their father dies with some questions, so they got to look into it. And it's like, it's the whole Momoa's the nut job. Batista's the straight guy.
That's formula.
There's always something going on around Momoa. He is probably the worst actor out right now, getting the type of work that he's getting.
He gets big.
Now, there's nothing
jobs.
wrong with that. It's some people like that. Aquaman, whatever he was in. What was the show Brandy was watching? He was another where he was muscled up and half clothed on Hulu or something. Some program, but. Normally with movies like that, if I'm not in it 30 to 45, I got to go.
Yeah.
But it was so bad that I had to continue to see if it was going to get any worse. And that I felt bad for Dave Bautista, because he's actually turned into a fantastic actor.
I liked him. Yeah, I like him.
And these movies are, they're good. The comedy, drama, action movies, they're all over the place now.
It's a good time waster.
But holy cow.
Now listen, we're watching Stranger Things now. So we finished the first 2 seasons. Have you seen it?
I've watched the first 2 seasons.
I'm good with that. Okay. You don't need 5. Okay. 2 was good. So it's really science fiction-y.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine. The best thing about it, of course, is the coming of age stuff between all the kids
and the music.
I'm just, and the music.
And I love the 80s stuff you see.
Yeah. A lot of references, and there's a lot of actual stuff from the 80s there. My problem is, first of all, I don't understand why it was so gigantically huge, because it's really, Winona Ryder's character is the same exact thing every single episode. She's frantic in every single episode. I'm like exhausted after watching an episode because she's so frantic all the time. So now we're in season 3. It's good. It's good.
And you'd think that they would stop that, because I don't know. I haven't gotten any, but because she was frantic in the first couple, her son's gone.
It just keeps going and going.
It's just
going.
Constant angst.
Yeah.
The whole time for her.
I can see, I love the coming of age stuff.
Yes.
And if they would have focused a lot more on that and a lot less on the ridiculous science fiction stuff, I would have liked it a lot more.
Now there's a cartoon coming out.
Is it really
on Netflix, a continuation, or as it goes back, one of the stories.
Oh,
maybe season 2, the story that was in season 2, it continues with this animation thing coming up.
Okay.
That's what I've heard.
Well, season 2 had the sister
Yes.
episode, which was so totally out of place from everything else. I didn't get it. So, and then not like she's gone. So I thought maybe season 3, they're going to look for all the other ones who have numbers on them. Cause if there's 11, they've only found 3, right? And
Right.
only seen 8, 6, and 11. Right. So why not go after that? Why not do that angle? But it's just, I don't know. It jumped the shark for me after 2. I'm good with it, but we'll watch it. We'll finish. I want to see the final episode. Obviously, since it blew out everything. So
2 things I'm looking
know.
forward to coming up. Tomorrow, the 17th, they are finally releasing to digital the complete whole bloody affair of Kill Bill.
Oh, wow.
All
Really?
4.5 hours of it to digital.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it's a premium. I'll have to pay for it,
Yeah.
but I'm okay with that because I'd rather see it at home than
Yeah.
at the theater for 5 hours.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
They did last month. And then there's this 90s Japanese horror movie called Suicide Club that for the longest time was not released on physical here in the States. I had a bootleg of it for years. And it's about exactly what the title of the movie is. It's about these kids are just killing themselves. And they have to figure out why they're doing it.
Wow.
The opening scene is a classroom jumping in front of a subway.
Oh,
Now think of that in the Japanese
right.
Kill Bill style violence and
Yes.
blood.
Yes.
I saw that scene. I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. And I watched it when I was in my 20s. But I haven't seen it since then. And
Well, I can see why.
they released it last
Jeez.
week. It's in the mail. Hopefully I'll have it by the end of this week. But
If you haven't watched Japanese horror, it's very, very good.
very good.
And it's different than American horror.
There's a huge line story in every, the Ring,
yes.
the Eye. Those were all, the Ring was Ringu before Japanese.
Right.
But then there's some really extreme Japanese horror that I just won't go near.
Yeah,
It's
no.
just too
No,
ridiculous.
it's too out. Yeah, way too out there. All right, we done?
I guess
We done?
we did it.
We're still efforting the mayor's office. I will say the mayor's communication team is lacking.
Yeah,
But-
they're getting into it.
We're not in the media. We're like last on the list. We get that. I understand that. Could answer an email, though, every once in a while. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you very, very much. Take care of yourselves this coming week, all right? And God willing, we're all back at it next time on the Jim Reith Show Unleashed podcast.